welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going over the Prizepicks plays for Monday, January the 2nd. We have a 10-game slate, much nicer slate than the 3-gamer that we had last night. So, after a good stretch, poor day yesterday, Giannis ended up sitting, and then the stacked up a lot of the Kings props, and none of those hit. Only one that hit was Al Horford. So, looking to bounce back tonight on this 10-gamer. I got 6 props I want to share with you guys. As always, if you enjoy the videos, please hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already. You can check out the links in the description. And let's get started. So, we have some very good matchups. You have the Lakers against the Hornets, which should be a high-scoring affair. You have the Brooklyn Nets just continue to roll everybody. They get a great matchup against the Spurs. You have Luka Doncic facing off against the Houston Rockets. And then you got some other ones that haven't been posted yet. But we're going to be starting off in this video, going over to the points, rebounds, and assists prop board. First one that I'm looking at, you got a lot good ones at the top end. We also have an early game if you wanted to pick any props from that game, the Suns and Knicks. First one I'm looking at is going to Luka Doncic over 50.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This number is pretty low compared to sportsbooks. This one should get bumped to maybe 51, maybe 52.5. If you're looking at points bet, their number is at 51.5 already, and that one is juiced to the over a little bit at minus 120. So you're getting a nice discount right now on Prizepicks before which I do expect them to bump it, just with how good Luka has been this year, especially over his last 5 games. The stretch has been just absolutely unreal. So, and also going up against the Houston Rockets, he's crushed them this year. If you look at the stats, the 2 games just recently that he played them, started this the 3rd time that they're facing off in under 2 weeks. He had a 58-10 game on the 23rd, and then the 29th he had a monster triple-double, 35, 12, and 13. So he had make that 68 in the earlier meeting against them, and then he had 47. He had 60 in the just most recent game against them on the 29th. So at 50.5, he's put up 50 points 3 times over the last 5 games already. And with just having such a soft matchup against the Rockets, and the fact that it's in Houston, I think helps it stay maybe closer if you're worried about that a little bit. But that's definitely one prop I'm looking at. Next, we're going back to Brooklyn. Taking Kyrie Irving once again over PRA. Just hasn't disappointed me. I think I've taken him 3 times in these videos recently, and he's hit in all 3 times. Even last game, he saw a few less minutes because they were blowing out Charlotte. And this one definitely could turn into a blowout going up against the Spurs. But if that's the case, there's probably a great chance that either Irving or Kevin Durant, one of those two, if not both, just had monster games to lead it to them being up by 20 or 30 at the end of the 3rd quarter. But the reason why I like Irving so much is he's shooting the ball just so well, shooting the 3, unreal clip, and he's just been more aggressive with chipping in with the assists and rebounds over his last, since his winning streak started, which is 11 games at this point. So go back like 4 weeks. Irving's really stepped up with the assists and the rebounds. Last game he had 10 combined assists and rebounds. Before that he had 13, 9, 15, 9, 8, and that just helps him with the floor. He's had a bunch of 30-plus point scoring games in those. So if he has another 30-plus point scoring game, you're only going to need about 3 rebounds and 3 assists for him to hit the over. Which against the Spurs, I definitely think he can put up 30 just by himself. It is in Brooklyn, but the Spurs, they just let teams put up so many points against them. The Mavs put up 126 last game. Knicks put up 115. The Thunder put up 130. Jazz put up 122. Magic put up 133. You're probably going to see either Irving or Durant have a monster scoring night tonight. So that's the second prop. The third one, we're going back to another staple, and this one is going back to LaMelo Ball. Over 38.5 PRA. It's going up against the Lakers. This is also another great matchup to look at if you're taking a lot of overs on props. Lots of 40-plus point PRAs for him recently. He's flirting with triple-doubles a lot recently, playing big minutes. This should be a close game. It's at home in Charlotte. He's taken a ton of shots, seeing 36-plus minutes in close games, rebounding at a great clip, assisting really well. Most recent game against the Lakers, he gave you 39 with 23 points scored and 16 combined rebounds and assists. And basically, since he's been back and since his minutes have been up there, He's just been super consistent, putting up 20 points every night, and the rebounds and assists have really come up since basically middle of December. Hasn't had like below 7 assists on only, except for just one game since the 19th, and he's had at least 7+ rebounds every game since the 19th. So another one that LaMelo's putting up a lot of 23 to 27 points scored. We haven't seen him drop, over 30 except for one time this year, which was 31. He's probably due for just a big scoring night, as well as still giving you those good rebounds and assists. And against the Lakers, against LeBron, and that defense, wouldn't be surprised if LaMelo goes completely nuclear tonight. So those are 3 props. Next, we are going over to points and assist prop. And this one we're going to Indiana. We're taking Tyrese Halliburton over 29.5 points and assists. Might have said points and rebounds, but we're going to points and assists board and taking Halliburton's over 29.5. Lots of good reasons for this. Halliburton's just been killing it with the assists this year. Lots of double-doubles for him, flirting with those almost every night. And the scoring has also been there. Over his last 5 games, he's scored at least 23 points in 4 out of the 5 games. He's gotten at least 6+ assists in every single game, 7+ in 4 out of the 5 games. He's had some big assist games. He had a 14-assist game, 15-assist game earlier this year. He had a stretch from in the end of November where he had 4 straight games of 14+ assists. The matchup against Toronto, they're dealing with some injuries with Van Fleet's questionable. We'll see if he's back. But Halliburton can also just have a big scoring night. But typically will handle the ball a lot. Has a high usage rate. And I think he's always going to be flirting with around this number unless he just has a bad night shooting. Struggled a bit against the Raptors earlier on in his career, but he's just been a different player this year. Just having basically the offense, the keys to the offense to himself. And he's had some good guys that can get out there and shoot, like Buddy Hield. So I feel pretty good about the over 29.5. For the 5th prop, we are going over to Philadelphia. We're going over to the points and rebounds prop. And we're taking the over points and rebounds on Joel Embiid, 41.5. Embiid's coming off one of his lowest scoring nights of the year, just 16 points without James Harden last game and Maxey. He still gave you a triple-double, though, so you can't be too mad about that, with 13 rebounds and 10 assists if you played his on DraftKings or FanDuel. But he's just been on a great scoring stretch before that game. 37 against the Pelicans, 48, 35, 44 over the last 4 games before the most recent game. Rebounds are always there basically every night, averaging a double-double. Sometimes he'll give you under 10 rebounds, but the matchup here against the Pelicans, coming off a bad game, think he going to have a big bounce-back performance. Valanciunas and him, they've had their history back in Toronto. He's had his share of good games against Valanciunas, his share of some poor games. But Embiid's just playing really well. Harden, he's giving Embiid some easier looks right at the basket with those great passes that he has. And I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid could even give you this over just with the points alone, with how good he can be at times, just with the scoring. And it should be a fast-paced game, should be a lot of possessions, so that should lead to some more rebounding opportunities unless both teams just can't miss from the floor. Prop of the day, we're going over to the assist prop, and we're once again going right back to Draymond Green going below 6.5 assists. He had 3 assists early in the game against the Portland Blazers, and then he just had 1 assist the rest of the way. He had 3 assists in the first quarter. But there's pretty good stats behind this. I mean, if you're looking at just the game logs, if you're looking at the history with Draymond without Steph Curry out there, the assists come way down. He gets a ton of his assists just by giving Curry easy looks, and even Curry knocks out a ton of tough shots. But if you're looking at, since Curry went down, which was the 13th, he's only had more than 7 assists twice in that stretch, which was the 13th, and then the 25th, which he had should have had triple-double, just had 3 points, Draymond fashion. But if you look at just adding up the stats here, if you're adding up the percentages, so 3 of 4, 3 for 7 of his last 8 games, he's gotten you under 6. He's gotten 6 assists or less. And then it gets even better if you go back to the 3rd of December. He's only gotten it twice in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. So those are pretty good numbers right there. This could get bumped down to 6, but it's one that I'm looking at. You could also look to his under points and assist if you wanted to, but I like the assist better. So that's what I got tonight. Nice bounce back spot. Looking at Luka over 50.5 PRA, Kyrie Irving over 35.5 PRA, LaMelo Ball over 38.5 PRA, Halliburton over the 29.5 points and assists, Embiid over 41.5 points and rebounds, and Draymond Green less than 6.5 assists. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any other props and question in the comment section. So myself or somebody else will give you some thoughts if you're looking for some of the community's opinion. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch you all next time.